Alright, so in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up a basic VRChat avatar, uh, put a prop on it, and then toggle that prop on and off. So let's get started by setting up a new project. Let's see here, I'm going to do just 3D. I'm just going to call this Tutorial Tadium. Oh, you spell it right. I'm going to put my avatars folder. Let's go and create it. It's going to take just a minute. Okay, now we've got a basic project set up. The first thing I always do is bring in the Avatar SDK. So I've got a big folder of all my plugins and packages that I use. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag in the Avatar SDK. Well, or double click, that works too. And we're going to let that import. Alright, so once our SDK is imported here, it's going to compile some scripts and do some other little things. We're going to go up here to the top. You're going to have a new option, VRChat SDK. We're going to open that, show control panel, and I just dock it right over here. And I'm going to go and sign in off screen, because I don't want you knowing my email address. That'd be gross. That'd be real gross. And get my one-time password. You should always have two-factor authentication enabled. That's just a good thing to have. So now we've got this set up. The next thing to do is, before we bring in our avatar base asset, we need to set up our dynamic bones package. Now this is a package in the asset store. It's highly worth it. I've of course already bought it a very long time ago. It's on sale a few times a year, so just keep an eye out. We're just going to go and import that. It is a much smaller package. That way our Tatum will be nice and dynamic. Alright, so we've got that in here now. We've got our VRChat SDK. We've got our dynamic bone. So let's go ahead and grab our avatar base. So let me find that. Helps if you click on the right folder. Okay. This will be pretty common for any Gumroad style avatar. They're all usually in a Unity package that'll have a scene. Usually it's pre-set up. Alright, so now we've got our Tatum imported. And Irix is really nice. He set up some prefabs for us. But you can take a look through here. We've got all the different materials and textures and everything we need to do. There's even a shared folder for actions and things like that. We're just going to go ahead and take our PC avatar, our prefab, and drag him out here. And I like to make things easy on myself and put everything at 0. And F to focus. So you can zoom in here. Here's our Tatum. Look at him. Isn't he handsome? These guys are so adorable. So now we need to make him styling. I want to make him have some, as the youth call it, drip. So I've got a folder of props. I found my big folder of accessories, and I've found a baseball hat. This one's pretty easy to use, so let's go ahead and bring in the model. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder under assets here. If I can read, there we go. Hat, and let's go inside that folder. So I'm going to bring in the model and then the textures for it. Boom. So we're going to need a material. They were nice enough to give us all of the layers we need. So let's just create a new material. I'm going to call it Hat Mat. Hey there, Hat Mat. So with that open over here, we're going to go under textures. And I really hate how Unity does this. If you double click on a folder, it resets your inspector, and it really just, I don't know, grinds my gears. So let's bring the model in. Let's put the material on the model. Let's open our textures folder, click on the model, open the material that way. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. I'm a Unity noob. So we've got our albedo, we've got our ambient occlusion, we've got our metallic, we've got our normals. It'll pitch a fit about this not marked as a normal map. Just click Fix Now. I'm going to do it anyway, so why isn't that just like automatic? I don't know. Anyway, there's our hat. Let's bring it back to 0, 0, 0. It's pretty big. We're going to fix that in a second. So let's bring it up to be about head height with our Tatum. Let's make it a little less smooth, because hats aren't normally that plastic. Maybe a little bit so that the button picks up some shininess. Anyway, let's scale this down until it looks good on our Tatum. About like that. Let's get it positioned. You, of course, can spend all the time you want tweaking and playing with it and tweaking and playing with it. That's good enough for me for this tutorial. So the first thing we need to do is to get this hat put on the actual head bone. So on the Tatums, if you open up the Tatum, go into the armature, hips, spine, chest, neck, head. So we've got a head caddy, left eye, right eye, all that jazz. Should be able to get away with the head caddy. We're just going to drag the hat and parent it to that. So now it's paired to the armature. So wherever the head caddy goes, the hat goes with it. Now we need to make this thing toggleable. So there's a really neat plugin for Unity called Radial Inventory System. It's on Booth. I'll have a link in the description. This whole website, I've got it translated, but it will be in Japanese if you go there. There's a brand new version that just came out, 3.4. I've already got that downloaded, of course. TV Magic. So if I go back up in here, go to my plugins, Radial Inventory 3.4, I'm going to just go ahead and double click on the Unity package and bring it in. Import everything. And this package takes care of making all the little animations, adding the UI to your Radial menu, all that jazz. It's pretty awesome. Alright, so that didn't take too long to import. Let's find it. There you go. So at the very top up here, we're going to have a new option next to VRChat SDK and Thrive called Radial Inventory. We just bring that up, and it gives us a whole other UI. I'm just going to dock it on the right. So we're going to target the Tatum avatar. There's still some stuff in here that's in Japanese. It's not fully translated, but it's enough. It's in English you can kind of figure out. So we're going to go ahead and make a group, and I'm going to call this group clothing. I'll just pick a random icon out of here. There are icon packs you can get for Unity that have just different types of just little icons. So let's just make these a little bigger so we can see. There we go. I'm going to go with folder. That's fine. So the first item we're going to have in this group of props is going to be our hat. So we clicked plus here to make a group, named it, gave it a icon, exclusion mode, just leave it disabled. Then on prop list, we hit plus to add a new prop, and that names this over here. So we're going to name this hat up. We're going to pick an icon. I'm going to pick, sure. And then we're going to grab the model over here. I really need to rename this hat. 1 second. Good enough. We're going to grab the hat model and drag it over here to the object. So that tells it which object you're going to be toggling. We're going to show it by default. We're going to leave off local only because we want other people to see this, and see it, and we want to save it so that when we change avatar and change back, whatever we had setting-wise is there. We're going to check right defaults. We're going to optimize our parameters and all that jazz. So we're just going to click Apply Avatar. It takes a second. It's going and building the entire animation tree. I assume that's good. I don't know. Let's test it out. So let's make sure that in our inspector for our Tatum that we've got we have no blueprint ID. That's good. This looks good. That's populated. Okay, the import was correct. So let's go in the VRChat SDK. Let's click autofix on this. Autofix on map texture streaming. Custom shader keywords is fine. Blah 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 blah. Let's go ahead and build and test this avatar. Okay, so we've got our test avatar built. I am going to go ahead and run VRChat in flat mode. So we want to play in non-VR mode. Or you can test it in VR mode. It's up to you. I don't really feel like getting up and putting everything on right now. All right, so let's go over here. Whenever you build a test avatar, it'll show up in your avatars menu way down here under Other.
Oh, are we recording?
Video player.
Is it filming?
Stop. Thank you. So here we go. Oh, obviously I put it on the wrong bone. It does not need to be on head caddy. It needs to be on head. I've done this before with the Tatums. But you can see what happens. It's paired to the bones that are in the ears. So when the ears wiggle, the hat wiggles. That's fine. So let's go ahead and open up our menu here. Go to Expressions, Radial Inventory, Clothing, and then click off the hat. If I look up, it's gone! So let's do that again. Boop, 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 boop. It was that easy. And you can add as many things as you want to this, and it will tell you now on the side, I'll show you here once I exit VRChat, how much memory you have. So there's a certain amount of variables that an avatar can have on it. So we're seeing now that we have 55 blocks left. Just kind of think of this as abstracted blocks of memory. This avatar is using 73 now with all the different keywords and stuff, I guess. I don't actually know what's all in there, but yeah, there you go. There's some other advanced stuff I've not really messed with much for Radial Inventory. I can probably do a tutorial later on once I figure them out. But you can have timers for turning things off, different animations for equipping and dequipping the object. But this was the simple, quick, and fast way. So now your avatar is ready to. In fact, let's fix that real quick. Let's move it from head caddy to head. There we go. Now it won't be so dang jiggly. But yeah, if you have any questions, shoot me a message or whatever, and I hope this helps you out.